Shoot the stream of burning on the one.
You're live. Where does the game?
Check your phone, see if he come through. Check your phone, see if he come through. Turn. Let me tell you something. Shit.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amon Natanya. I'm an Antiguan cricketer by birth, Antiguan by birth, but I grew up in Barbados. I used to play for All Saints, and then I went to Liberta Blackhawks, and now I'm currently Pickles. We made a national Antigua team last year, 2020, made my debut, and now cricket is a sport that I love. I played for us last time, and I just love it. Any opportunity I get to play, any opportunity I get to coach, I coach. I always try to involve myself in the game, so it's an honor to come and assist the Rising Sun Spartans in this Turkey League. I hope they can give them something to remember.
You've had a look at the pitch.
Which is going to be an excellent pitch. Bad on and ball on. It's going to be a very even game, and it's just how much runs will be scored.
All right, thank you.
Talk to somebody, no? Talk to people. Find them. Yeah. Fuck, don't talk to them, man, already. Give me Mark, when you see this in there, they gave it to them in
I can hear you saying talk to people on the street.
Let's give them the commentary, man. Give them the commentary, let's see.
I'm going to see my police line up on it. I'm going to see my liberty line up.
Okay, let me get ready. Down there you go. There you go.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bender. I don't know this is which. What Bender are you? I don't believe that Darren Bender would appreciate you suggesting that you're the all
Marcos.
and he's a makeshift.
Marcos. Marcos.
What are you open
I'm
for
like,
the
why you didn't have come to you, man?
because
Mark.
if you do win the game,
Nothing to come to you.
you're going to want to
Tell him, Mark, come here, man. Mark, tell Mike, take right to the mic, close your mouth, man.
I hope you're not saying that you have a plan and you're going to work towards that plan. Is that what you're telling me? That you have a plan that you hope to execute?
I have a plan to win. I want to win the game. That's the only plan.
So, if you do win the toss, what are you going to opt to do? Who's the captain? Natalia? Alright. So, if you win what is the minimum amount of runs that you would be satisfied on a pitch that is going to be even? Because if you bend your back, one thing you can say with this football, what you put in is what you're going to get out. So, what is the minimum amount of runs that you would be satisfied on a downward
Total.
total? For you,
Marcos.
Even know who the captain of this team is.
not for me. You're smart. But what I can challenge you to do, if you make 75, 85, and when you have something to that is incentive enough that you will exceed 75, given the chance. Thanks again. Good luck.
Sculpture done before that. You get it? Hey, yo. I done it before that. You get it? Who win the dance?
Rising Sun.
Rising feeling?
Yeah.
Yes, we got to shout him out. But the point is, with them, they want to feel shy, man, they won't put more
Mark,
in it.
I'm going to protest.
They protest it.
I can't do another interview without a headphone. I must be able to hear.
I agree with you, Craig. I agree with you.
No, you're right.
Craig, I'll have done something this issue now. I'm 10 over 6 years now. On the headphone for all the camera.
What you're saying?
Headphone for all the camera. They do the camera, I'll headphone with them too.
So I don't have the signal
No,
to you
but
that
we'll have to.
that I can't
No,
hear.
what on there?
The man,
The one in the studio. No, what we'll have to do is to so what we're thinking
That's like what they do up at, you see, in area like this will work fine at Liberta, but for some reason, some grounds, wherever it be. So what happened that well, sometimes you hold it like this, which is the right way, and this. But sometimes you go down so this is the antenna now.
Right.
So you block out the signal from coming.
Okay.
Yeah, so you hold it here. So, and then now the guy, so what I was telling you is to turn this way, how you're having it, turn like this then.
Right.
So the angle of the antenna will hit the
The
thing.
signal, right.
So when you're talking to the guys in and the man back turn to you now
Right.
and look on you
Right.
instead of looking on Clifton this way.
Right.
So the antenna is
Right.
right out there we get in
Okay.
Okay, drive to the intro. Let me cue you up.
Where's our headphone, Marcus? This is not our headphone.
Drive can start the intro.
Where our headphone? So we can Marcus.
Well, that's what Junior commentators, you know, they gather the bucket steps.
No, not yet, not yet. Grab it from you. Yeah.
But that's what I tell my junior assistant to do. Yes. Are we ready?
Yeah. So when?
Good afternoon from the Rising Sun cricket grounds. Is this the semi-final? Regular game. All right. And this game is between the LIBERTA Blackhawks and Rising Sun. Venue, the aesthetically pleasing Rising Sun cricket ground. The game is about to start. It's a 20-over format. At the crease is Rakeem Cornwall. No, who's the batsman? We'll let yet to looks like Tying Tung has been brought into the attack after one over by Pollard, who seemed to have gotten it right last week, John. There's no one the receiving end today.
Well, when you bowl into the stature of a man like Jimbo Cornwall, it can't be very easy, and Tung joins the boundary parade. First delivery, nothing delivery, and Cornwall just helping it onto the onside for another boundary.
And that is the predicament that the bowlers are going to have to deal with today. You cannot be too short, and you certainly cannot be too full. So you're going to have to find a way to find that balance where you cannot be too short and you cannot be too full. The pitch is that good. So the score is now 43.
Yeah, 43 without loss in over number 3.
I'm hoping that today, John, you're not going to test my mathematical genius. It's really not a good day for you.
Well, Cruyff, I believe in giving persons opportunities. We all, as the Bible says, we've all fallen short. And yeah, you fell short last week, and your tongue is going short. And this one is pulled with disdain, and that one is going into Country Pond as it rolls down there. That was hit with some authority, and so another maximum to the score.
That is not going to come back. The umpires should not waste any time. They should be looking for another ball. Because if the pond is empty, you're still going to have to go down there and rummage through a lot of bush. So my suggestion would be not to waste any time, but instead to get a new...
Well, there's some fisher of, what would you say? We would say fisher of balls or ball of men going down into the pond to see if they can retrieve that ball. But that was really a nothing delivery again, and Cornwall really gave that a smack over the square leg boundary. And so we'll have a little delay here. This score, yeah, Cornwall is on 32 and from 10 delivery, and Kofi is on 14 from 6. Yes, Cruyff.
So 49 in this the third over.
2.2 overs to be exact, so that's what, 14 deliveries there, Cruyff?
This is not good news for the Rising Sun cricket team, and they're going to have to make some adjustments and make those adjustments quickly.
But Cruyff, from your experience, what do you think could have influenced Rising Sun to decide to bowl first, facing this sort of lineup?
Well, I had no doubt that Rising Sun would have opted to bat if they won the toss after having that short interview with Benta. And I thought that Benta was full of influence, the way that he said that, yes, we were going to decide to bat if we won the toss. But here we are. I don't think that you would want to second guess Benta, him not being the captain. But early days yet?
Quick heroes.
And in this game, John, you can have mixed fortunes, and all you would need to have is 2 quick wickets fall, and then you may actually see a slowing down of the scoring rate. So,
well, that's the only thing I think that Rising Sun, they have to take wickets. There's no way they're going to contain this batting lineup. Cruyff, we still have Kareem McGraw there in the back. Kadeem Phillip is still there, and so still some power in the back end. So they definitely will need wickets to really have any chance of stemming the flow of this onslaught.
I agree with you. They're definitely up against it. Their backs are against the wall. And it's early days yet because we have not even completed the power play. So
Yeah, and I'm a bit concerned in terms of time. The game got off to just a little bit of a late start, and if we're going to have all this delay with the ball, retrieving the ball, we might be here for some bits of time this evening.
well, I'm hoping not, John, because I did tell my wife that I'll be home for 5 o'clock. So I'm hoping that your prediction, as per usual, is wrong. I would want to be home by 5 o'clock, which means that I would have to leave here by 4:30, the latest.
Well, a good comeback there by Tariq. Just and Cornwall was just pushing that into the offside area. This one, Cornwall again getting a good stride in there, but probably not getting too much to the pitch of that delivery and having a swing outside the off stump. Luckily for him, didn't get any connection.
Loose shot, no need for that. You're fully entrenched, and you're way ahead. So that was a nothing shot from Cornwall. But then again, fortune favors the brave.
So true.
Good delivery, good pace. Cornwall respectfully plays it back along the pitch. So good things have started to happen to Tongue after being treated with some disdain. Then
Yes, I must say
3 balls on the track.
a good comeback. Mark of users saying no audio. You'll make sure we're good to go there.
White signal by umpire scouting.
Mr. Technician, we're getting some feedback that the audio, is the audio up? Viewers, can you let us know if the audio is back up? Back up? Okay.
It's a good time, John, that you should remind the listeners and viewers that the lines are open for you to join the conversation.
This one is short and Jimbo trying to get on top of it, but probably not getting the placement.
End of a pretty decent over, John, considering how it started.
I think it was 4 dot balls in a row after that last 6.
Yes, indeed. 3. And
So
now
the score is 50. Okay. So
50 from 3, John.
yeah, this blistering start.
Still around 17 and over. That is a start that any team would take. It's all in the hands of young mentor as to whether or not he would be able to contain Kofi James. And the problem that I have with Kofi James, that he's always shown, has never shown me where he's disciplined enough to head to the next level.
Well, there's Mentor. He's trying to get to the next level, and this one is just a little fuller delivery. Probably getting a little extra bunks there, so Kofi pulling the top on away off of that, but good delivery to start the over. Yes, Crive, I must agree with you. I was just trying to remember the terminologies I learned in school. There was something called kinetic energy and some other sort of energy, and I felt he was stuck in one energy mode and wasn't able to take it to that that next level. Wide. So Mentor probably just trying a little bit extra there and pushing that one down the leg side. But yes, Kofi James, he has had his opportunities. He has shown glimpse of solid performance, but he just hasn't converted it into these long innings and these meaningful innings. This one, he's going hard at it, and where does that go?
A gift 4 to the mid-wicket boundary. Short. A nothing delivery by young Mentor. Trying to extract some bounce from the pitch.
Yeah, I think Mentor must also recognize. I mean, he's nowhere in the quick class when you look at a fast bowler, and so he will not be able to surprise anyone with any lift or bounce, as you would say. So he would really have to rely on a good line and length, a little subtle adjustment in pace to really deceive batsmen.
I don't know if you would have noticed, John.
Oh, and there's a one peeling off the edge and given there by umpire Baltimore. So just saying he wasn't going to surprise you with that bounce. And there he got one lifting off of a good length and just peeling off of the outside edge there. And Kofi James goes rather dejected, but he has to go. The first wicket, a good breakthrough by young Mentor.
I was tempted to say to you, John, that in the looking at Kofi James's approach, he seemed not to be able to put a little bit of trust in the pitch. And with a couple of defensive strokes where he was pulling the bottom hand away, that was not a clear signal that he felt comfortable with the bounce in the pitch. So he departs for 18, and the score is now
55.
55 for 1 in this, the fourth over.
BJ Henry.
Bartlett Henry, okay. So the new batsman is Bartlett Henry. That's a left-handed.
Yes.
Left-handed. Yep, Clive, so a very a good breakthrough there for the Rising Sun team. One that they definitely needed to stem the flow of this onslaught. Let me just take some time to say hello to our viewers. We have Thistle Simmons. Hail up, Crive. What's up? Crive, you know that name?
Thistle, you've got to identify yourself, bro.
This one is another wide outside of the off stump, so just probably trying just a little bit too hard there. And
Good afternoon, Thistle. And wherever you're viewing the broadcast from, I hope that you are enjoying some sunshine, because it's a beautiful day at the Rising Sun cricket ground. Excellent day for cricket.
56 for 1, and there's Bartlett throwing his bat at that outside of the off stump and missing. So a little good passage for the Rising Sun team. Crive able to pull it back a bit.
And I learned a long time ago, although when you had a teacher like the Ayatollah.
He's bowled him. It looks like an inside edge there, and he goes. So a good breakthrough once more for the Rising Sun team. And so young Mentor just saying he would have to use some subtle pace and variation and digging deep and getting 2 good wickets in this over. So Crive, a good comeback by the Rising Sun team.
Well, didn't I say it, John? I mean, you've got to give Jock his jacket. I did say that all you needed was to see 2 wickets go down, and it would actually change the pace somewhat. But it's interesting because Karima Gore walks slowly as Bartlett departs, rather dejectedly, but he didn't look as if he came to the wicket this day. So if you were able to read the mannerisms, I don't think that he was disappointed at all.
We say good afternoon to Stan Richards, Liberta Blackhawks to the world. All right, Stan. And okay, Thistle, the audio is good. We also have Tony Lou on board. Good to have you, Tony Lou. Okay, and who else we have here? Crive, this is Thistle from Freeman's Village.
Oh, okay. No. Well, I don't know all the nicknames, Thaddeus, so thanks a lot for pointing out that I should have known who Thistle is.
And here is Gore turning that onto the onside. A little hesitation, but that ball goes all the way to the boundary. Does it? No, it didn't make it. Good stop there by the fieldsman. that was well timed there by Karima Gore, just getting in line and just tucking that, and that ball running perilously close to the boundary. But 2 runs there, and so at the end of over number 4, the score moves up to 58 for the loss of 2. So a very good over there, Cruyff, in terms of the wickets, being able to take their 2 wickets in that over.
The end of the power play. Game at this point, having started with a ruckus, have slowed in terms of the pace. Good effective stop by Time Tongue, who never gave up on the chase and was able to save 2 runs.
Well, Cruyff, what a difference a week makes. Last week, it was the 4th over, the last over of the power play is where I think it was Police that got their groove going. And now this week is the 4th over where the batting team has lost their groove in terms of losing wicket. So umpire scouting signaling the power play completion.
But sufficing to say, I mean, the game for me is evenly poised. You did say that the batting lineup for Liberta is pretty huge or pretty long. So if Time Tongue was supposed to remove Cornwall, who played that one uppishly, all ended up.
We got to say good afternoon to Joshi, Prakesh Joshi. Nice to be watching these guys battle. Good to have you on board, Prakesh, and all of our viewers and listeners. You're listening to live coverage here from the Rising Sun Cricket Field on the Antigua Parish League Network. Compliments ACB Caribbean. So it's Time Tongue. And this one is too far up, and Jimbo just opening the face there, and that going all the way to a wide, long off position, and so 6 more runs. So Jimbo, not being daunted by the loss of the wicket, still carrying the fight for his team.
I wonder, I try to envision, John, what would a Rakeem Cornwall look like if he was 60, 70 pounds lighter? Have you ever tried to envision that, John?
I'm sorry, go again. I lost connection there a while ago.
Have you ever tried to envision what Rakeem Cornwall, 60 or 70 pounds lighter, would look like?
I wonder if he'd be an imitation of Hillary Cruyff in his days, huh?
No, I've never been fat. Well, I mean,
you said if he lost the weight, he still couldn't reach you.
No. That's a far-reaching possibility. Playing across the line, misses outside the off stump. I just believe that he would have been a hell of a player if he was able to keep that weight under control.
Joshi saying, forever a Liberta man. You ever faced him, Cruyff, in your time? That name sounds familiar to you?
What's his name?
Prakesh Joshi.
Well, he probably was no big baller, because I would have remembered the slaughter, of course.
Prakesh, yeah, my senior commentator.
Yes, thank you.
He's thrashing you, sir.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Lovely shot.
Going straight to the man there. That looks like Karik Mentor.
Lovely foreign drive up to Wadish Midoff.
Score goes up. Score goes up to 65. 65 for 2. We're in over number 5. Just to remind our viewers, if you're just joining us, you're watching the Sir Vivian Richards Thursday League competition. It's now 20 overs, I think, for the past 2-3 years, converted into a 20-over format. And so you're watching today the men from Liberta coming against the men from Rising Sun.
Karima Gore is on strike, facing Time Tongue.
I see here a Rising Sun guy, used to play for Rising Sun, Isaiah Bruni. Haven't seen him in a while, don't know if he's still here in Antigua. He says, I still have the turns. He used to bowl some slow, Andre, remember him? Some slow lollipops, as I could remember them. But a big up to you, Mr. Bruni. Good to have you on board our viewership.
Short outside the off stump. Attempted cut by Kareem Gore.
Well, Joshy is responding here. Slaughter nobody. Slaughter me. My leg spin. Too much. Uncontrolled.
Ooh. I think that Fashi has been watching too much TV. I certainly don't think that he would be watching the West Indies team, because he would be saying something completely different.
This one just back of a length, and Gore just being a bit watchful there, just getting behind of that and tapping it into the offside. And so the over comes to a end, over number 5 in the bag. 65 for 2. That's what? That's 13 runs and over there, Clive?
Just about 5, 12, 60. Like I said, John, today's not a day that you would want to test my mathematical skills, because I can tell you that I'm not going to have too many misses today.
I'll get back to that. Thistle is saying, I don't know if Cornwall's weight is really a problem for him. He continues to score runs and get wickets with his weight. So there's one viewer thinking that, albeit of his weight condition, he's still performing on the field of play. And we have Chris Stevens also saying, good afternoon, guys. I'm enjoying the game from the comfort of my office. Well, Chris, it's indeed a pleasure for us to be in your company this afternoon, and do appreciate that you're enjoying coverage of this Sir Vivian Richards Thursday League game right here at the Rising Sun ground.
Well, John, I'm not going to argue with that view, but sufficing to say, I am not the only person who does not like the weight of Cornwall. And if he was genuinely consistent at the next level, I don't think that even with his weight problem that he would have been pushed to the side like the West Indies team has done.
So it's Mentor, and this one is just pushed, just as casually pushed, clearing the Elizabeth Highway, Queen Elizabeth Highway there, and so maximum of 6 runs there. So Cornwall still pumping those boundaries. He's gone up to 45 from 19 deliveries. But Cryford, with all that being said, so do you think his West Indies days are over? Well, the scorer is shaking his head quite vehemently.
I don't know the youngster, but I think that he's definitely reading the game right. It would take nothing short of a miracle for Cornwall to be put back into the West. I think that train has left the station and has actually delivered the passengers to their final destination.
Mentor trying to come back and just pulling his length there back a bit and getting the respect of the big guy, the rack attack. Just watching that under his eyes and punching it into the ground in front of him. Well, it'll be interesting. I think he gave up the captaincy for the Leeward Islands team, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so he also maybe I don't know if it's his decision to focus on his personal game, or he's just decided. Turning that one onto the onside and getting a single. So the score in over number 6, 72 for 2. So just a little over 12 runs and over thus far. This one is hit aerial, but just dropping well short of the man there on the long on position, and so a single. 73 for 2. Remember, Rising Sun, they won the toss and they decided to have a first bowl. Young Mento again drifting there onto the pads of Cornwall and just turning that nicely onto the onside and just ambling through for a easy single. So Cornwall moves up to 47. Karimagor, he just got in. He's on 3 from 4 deliveries. As Young Mentor just missed his run up there, so just pulled up there.
Lovely shot, played down to square leg for another single for Karimagor. Score is now 75 from 6.
Yeah, so
Do you want to hear my prediction, John?
Are you, it's only 6 overs in the back, Rife. Are you willing to go so early? Last week was not a good week for you. I want to give you the best opportunity to make a comeback. Can't have my senior commentator, making these boo-boo on live here. I got to give you, so you want to wait a little bit, sir? Get a little more assessment of the game, see what's happening before you jump into the water?
Well, that is when you know based on trajectory and stuff and all the other variables considered. I would think that Liberta should get 175.
Here we go again, guys. Here we go again.
Can you write that down, John? Because I don't want to.
175, okay. And you want to give me the conditions, because last week after it started to wave away from you, you started to give me all sort of conditions and preambles and all sort of criteria. So if you want to, I'm going to allow you. I got to work with my senior commentator. I got to make it as easy as possible for you.
No.
Justin Robinson twirling that ball, left arm. And that's cracked in the air. Does it have the length to go to the boundary? Yeah, yes, it does. So
now, John, this I'm saying to you, if Rakeem Cornwall bats another 5 overs, we will most definitely be in the range of 175.
okay, so it's now premised on Cornwall batting 5 more overs, and that one is launched. That is hit with some power there by Karimagor, going down on the knee and just swiping across the line and hitting that all the way down to the Dredgers clubhouse maximum.
If that is not a firm suggestion that the wicket is the pitch is that good, no turn whatsoever. And once he spotted, and he was assured that the line would hold true, he was into that slug sweep, and he was able to collect the maximum.
So viewers, I'm taking note. We're in the 6th over, and Hillary Cruyff Emmanuel said if the Rack Attack batted for another 5 overs, 175 is on the card. So that will bring us to 11 overs. All right, so we're going to keep some stats. Viewers, I want you to keep some stats with me. We're going to
hold on a second.
Okay, hold on, guys.
Are you suggesting that they're going to reach 175 in the next 5 overs?
No, that's not what you.
Okay.
That's not what you said, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
That's a wide. So Robinson feeling the heat and just pushing that one wide of the off stump. It looks like to me that Karima has shifted into a gear after he just seen Robinson coming into him. He decided he's going to hit everything, and there he goes swinging again powerfully. And did that make the boundary? Yes, it did. So that run into the boundary. So Karima is taking a liking to Robinson.
John, I don't know if you saw what I saw, but Nathaniel was trying to avoid that ball at all costs.
Wow. Okay. No,
Yes. He was saying that he was not going to go close to that one.
And there is Gore again having a free swing. So there seems to be something that has inspired Gore in seeing Robinson. He's swinging mighty at everything. Oh, former Blackhawks players. So we do have one of the former. You didn't play for Blackhawks too, Andrew? No, okay. And it goes again, and this one is bigger. This is huge. That is almost into the botanical gardens. And so Karima Gore looks like he's sending a message to Robinson saying, my brother, you got to meet the bat.
97.
Yep, the score rushes up to 97 so far. What we have here?
Here's a fun fact. JB, every bowler's first ball has been hit for a boundary.
Well, an interesting stat just given to us here by our scorer today in studio is Andrew Samuel. And so he is saying that every bowler, their first delivery has disappeared into the boundary rope, either being a maximum or hitting the boundary rope. So that seems to be, I'm wondering if that's a plan by the Blackhawks to put the pressure from the start on the...
20, 22, 24. Kareem was on 24, right?
Yep.
Right.
Gore is on 24 from 9 deliveries. Started a bit slow, had 3 from his first 4 deliveries, but he is really 22.
Going around the wicket.
So his change his approach. Going over, left arm over.
John, there's no need to start a panic. You're just now realizing that
Another wide again. Was that my senior commentator?
we're only 85 runs away from the mark, but there's no need for you to start to panic.
And Robinson is really struggling. He has no clue where he wants to bowl that delivery, trying to keep out of the arc
99.
of Karima Gore.
Scott. 99.
Hear the scorer in the background shouting 99. And this one, he's going hard. It goes high up. Can he take that catch? Here comes Robinson. There will be a good omen for him, and he rejoices there. A good catch there by Robinson. That ball going high in the air and running back and taking that over his shoulder. A very good catch there, Cruyff. And so a good wicket in the end after taking a bit of a shellacking there.
I noticed, John, that your enthusiasm has suddenly increased. But we're not at the halfway mark yet. We're still in the seventh? The seventh over?
Yep.
So 3 wickets has gone down for the Blackhawks.
T1 pin.
Is it 100?
99.
99 for 3?
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, the score is
99.
Who's on strike? 2 runners on strike.
Put pin on strike.
Yeah, Payne is on strike. Where is it?
That's okay. Okay.
All right, 99 for 3, 6.5 overs. Oh boy, I made an error. Yeah, 30 is supposed to 20.
You should be able to point out the error, John. You should be able to point out the error loud and clear.
It's a backhand. I have 30 overs instead of 20. Oh,
7 overs in the book.
Last one. 6.5.
Last ball, yes.
So the new batsman going out there is Teron Payne, left-handed Teron Payne, and he's getting set to face his first delivery. So Justin Robinson must be breathing a big sigh of relief, getting away from that onslaught. And here is Payne just prodding forward and pushing that onto the offside. Baton pad tight, like Lucinda they would say. And so at the end of over number 7, after being asked to take first strike, the Liberta Blackhawks, they're 99 for 3.
I think that there's going to be a bowling change from the hospital end. Damari Benta comes into the attack, and he was quick to point out that he's the all-rounder in the family. I don't think that his brother would take too kindly to that suggestion. Or the father, all right.
Well, let me say big up to the father.
Is he watching?
Well, he called me on Sunday. He wanted to know, where are you guys going to be carrying the game? Is there any game playing? I said, no, we're not carrying. He said he was watching last week, Thursday. So he saw the bowl down. He saw when Damari bowled down Duran. And so I don't know. I guess he can let us know if he's watching there. Josh is saying, great catch under pressure. Yes, indeed, that was a great catch there by the youngster Robinson.
9-9. 9-9.
So the younger of the Benta?
7.
That is just a casual push, and you couldn't get it any easier. And so that brings up Rakeem Cornwall's 50. So 50 in the bag for Rakeem Cornwall from 23 deliveries. A real fantastic innings there by the big guy.
And now the score is 105.
And I just reminded there that the trend continues. The first delivery from every bowler has gone for either a 6 or 4, and the trend continues. But a good innings, Cruyff. He really set the tone, set the pace as he continues there. And this one, not getting full connection there, just lobbing it onto the onside and getting a single.
Except for a few reckless shots by Cornwall, it was indeed, or is indeed, a good knock. Am I seeing that he is not wearing a helmet throughout the contest?
No, he had a helmet earlier, but he sent it back. I think when Robinson came onto the bowling attack.
Okay.
So Payne to face his second delivery as Benta comes around the wicket, and Payne going for a big push outside the off stump, but not making any connection.
So man for man on paper, John, you're saying that the Liberta Blackhawks is by far the better team, or you're going to change your line, which is usually the case?
Another big swing coming up with nothing. No, on paper, Liberta, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Kadeem Phillip is still there. Kadeem Henry, I think. Is Kadeem Henry? Phillip. Oh, Kadeem Phillip. Okay, sorry.
Is the overweight left-handed who has really lost it?
Looks like a little substitute being made. Change of fielding position. Cruyff, if I was Rising Sun, I would probably play a little tactical game here. 5 balls bowl. I would spread the field and try and give Payne the single. Try and see if I could starve Jimbo from the strike for a bit. But Payne is going high and hard, and he's going straight to the man at the long on position. And so a comfortable catch there to the man on the long on position. So Payne, Pollard. So Pollard making no mistake there, and I would say a soft dismissal by Payne there.
If I could comment on the whole approach, his mannerisms. Again, he told me straight from the bat that he was not going to stick around. I'm hoping that he's not on camera.
Brent Joseph.
So the new batsman coming to the crease there is Brent Joseph, and Brent is right-handed. So I think all, as you would have said earlier, is now slowly turning onto the broad shoulders of the Rakatak. That probably would be the prize wicket now.
Bowling change again.
Okay, so
Clever Martin.
Robinson, after getting that wicket, skipper said, let's try someone else. So it's going to be... Clever Martin. He didn't bowl. He bowled pretty decent last week. So let's see what he has in his armory this week. He's coming up against the Rakatak. A little smile on the Rakatak face. He and Joel Andrew exchanging some words. So let's see what becomes of this battle. And again, the scorer is keeping stats on the first ball being a boundary. Let's see if that continues. 54 for the Rakatak. Cleaver says, you're going to wait a bit. You ain't going to see that right now. You ain't going to see it. He came in and tried to, what do they call it? Whitechapel, they call it? Whitechapel. So let's see. And that one is driven down the ground, and Cleaver to the rescue, taking that spell off. So a dot ball. Scorer looks a bit dejected. He was anticipating putting another boundary on the scorecard.
And there it is.
And this is another big one. So if it didn't happen on the first, it's going to happen on the second. And so the Rakatak continues, and that one is plummeted out to the ground, out to the Botanical Gardens for another maximum.
Way too short, John. Way too short. Just a nothing delivery, and it was given the treatment that it deserved.
John, I want to go to the about page.
Okay.
He said, yeah, before the school. I mean, I come out the school.
Thistle is saying Liberta has to be careful not to be bowled out under the slotted 20 overs. Well,
Having lost 4 wickets, John,
I guess having lost 4 wickets and also checking to see what's in the...
and with the bold prediction that we are looking at 175 or more.
Yeah, well, I'm on the contract with the but let me see. Go back and
Ball has yet to be retrieved. I think that one may have ended up in the Botanical Gardens, John.
Went way up to the hill.
Still looking.
This will get me to WhatsApp.
Okay, you go, John, you go a good video. Let me see, I find it from here. You go.
So the allocated overs, we got that Thistle. So 112 for 4, 8.2 overs. I think when we look at what's left in the tank for the Blackhawks, we still have Kadeem Phillip. It's Kadeem Phillip, not Kadeem Henry. Henry's a picker, so okay, that's where my mistake was. Jawaki is a bowler. He's the ball too? Okay, so he's a big hitter. Elvis Weaver. Tariq Charles. So, well, according to our scorer, there's a lot of batting. Ajani hit the ball too. Ajani
Rising to the coach play.
is the player coach, I guess. Look at the name I see here, boy. Ian Gore. He's been going on and on and on. He's not playing today, but he has been going on and on and on.
Well, I think that Mark has elected not to throw another ball on the field. So we're going to...
Well, I see the umpire. Doesn't the umpire have a ball in his hand? He's inspecting to see if, I guess, it's in playing condition, if it's in the same condition as the previous ball. What's the rule here, Cruyff, when the ball is lost? Who's responsible for the ball? Is it the organizers or the teams?
Well, I think that I saw Mark toss a new ball onto the field when the one went down to the country one area.
Yeah.
They're probably responsible for one.
Everybody bring a ball now.
Okay, Liberta is bringing out ball. I think that's a healthy move. Liberta would want this game to continue. They would feel they have the better opportunity thus far.
And John, I know that you're nervously,
There's one that says ongoing.
you're nervously, you would most definitely prefer if they looked for the next 10, 15 minutes to try and retrieve the ball.
No. I want to see some good cricket played here. I would love to give you the best opportunity to redeem yourself. You tried valiantly last week, came up short twice. It's, sometimes you come up short once, okay, but when you do it twice, man, oh my man, they say that, So I gotta give you that opportunity. So it looks like we're going to resume play shortly.
I would ask you, John, to be careful. You're treading on very, very dangerous ground.
That's in life one.
So Clever Martin coming back there with a dot delivery. And this one is hit. Should it be a catch? Yes, it is. So again, nothing unfamiliar with quite a few Cornwall's dismissal in the past. Not really going full sledge at the delivery. And this one just lobbing it to the man there at a long on position. And Damari Benter making no mistake there, cupping that out. And so another wicket goes. And so the prize wicket of Rakeem Cornwall, he goes there to the bowling of Clever Martin.
Well, John, I know you're probably saying, whispering silently, that that may be the end of the good prediction that I made. Still in the cards, we have not gotten to the 10 over mark. So with the possibility of at least another 8 overs, I think that 175. What is the score?
The score is 112. 112 for 5.
112.
But you see, Cruyff, we may have to confer an ambassador position in you, because you are very clever and you made it clear. You put in your clause. Once Jimbo batted until
I can flush that.
the 11th over.
John, if that is what you want to give you the edge, we can flush that. 175 runs is still on the card.
So it's Clever Martin trying to be clever for his team here into Tariq Charles, and there's an appeal, and a confident appeal, but umpire Scouten is not moved, and so they will have to go again. Very disappointed is the Rising Sun team, but umpire Scouten has no interest in that, remains firm, and so a dot ball in the end.
And John, unfortunately for you, the replay suggests that there wasn't anything that the ball went through cleanly.
So Sneeko did not pick up anything there.
Nothing at all.
Alrighty.
Firm line, no distortion.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you got it firsthand from the senior commentator. This one, he's turning it. Did he get any bat onto it? Oh, that was all pad there. Let's see if there's a signal from the umpire. A leg by signal. And so we have now completed over number 9. The score is 113 for 5. And the prize wicket of Cornwall just going there. And so, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do, because I got to give the best opportunity to my fellow commentator. Clive, would you like to reevaluate your prediction, sir?
Absolutely no need. Liberta needs another 62 runs, and that is clearly within reach. Even if they scored 8 runs and over,
Sorry, go ahead.
from here on in, they would reach that mark easily.
This one is driven nicely, but a bad bounce there to the fieldsman there in a short cover position, and so getting a single. As I said, the field, I was on the field a little bit earlier, Quaif, and it was really in a dicey condition.
Well, the outfield is actually very, very posh, at least on the eastern side of the lagoon, because you would have a runoff of sorts on the western side of the lagoon. There's a little more grass in some of the areas on the western side.
115 for 5. Coming up to halfway stage of this innings. And you're now seeing just a little swing in the momentum with the fall of those wickets, and then ultimately the fall of Cornwall. You're seeing a little
Big fish.
suicidal there. God didn't get back there. Brent was thinking that there was a single there, but there's nothing at all to be had there. A diminutive figure, but I think he gives the ball a little bit of whacking when he gets onto it. There, Brent Joseph, seen him playing some tape ball before, and they had a loud appeal, but not fully committed to it, and so another dot ball there. So far only 2 runs from this over. Cruyff?
Well, it has slowed to a snail's pace, and understandably so. There must be some sort of rebuilding on the part of the Liberta Blackhawks. I think that Cornwall didn't give it away.
And that's a shot he seems to... He hits a few for 6s, but then he seems to just always, more often than not, give away his innings with those soft dismissal. Another extra. So quite a bit of extras.
2 extras, by the way. A wide and a leg by. 117 for 5. One played up to short cover. No run. The end of the 10th over, is it?
Yep.
John, we should be able to get in, and that's bearing in mind if there are no more lost balls, that we should be able to get in at least 8 more overs.
Well, let's see. Score 116 for 5.
117.
The last one was 2 whites.
But they ran a single on the last one.
With the white, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, so white and 1. 2 whites.
They ran a single on the
The white, yeah.
Liberta looking for
Hey, Papa, yeah.
117.
58 runs. One push by Brent Joseph to
Which one is
short mid on. No run. We're now in the 11th over done.
Yeah, over number 11, 10.1 overs in the back. And he pulled him going back and not reading the I would say the length of the delivery properly. Probably should have been coming forward, and the ball just clipping. Looks like the Cruyff, your eyes are better than mine. The leg stump, knocking it back, and so Brent Joseph, the diminutive figure, he goes without creating any impact on the scorer. So another wicket goes for the Blackhawks.
It's Kadeem Phillip.
Antigua, Leeward Island, former player, still battling it out there for his team, Liberta Blackhawks.
I would be real disappointed if the Liberta Blackhawks did not get to 175. Still looking for 57 runs. I'm still going to hold firm. I'm not going to go into a panic. These things happen.
117 for 6, 10.2 overs. Do remember, ladies and gentlemen, the Rising Sun team, they won the toss and they decided to have a field first. They got a early shock as the attack of Rakeem Cornwall and Kofi James really went at them hard, but they have fought back quite well and chipping away, taking the wickets, and then finally getting the big wicket of Cornwall. But it's clever, Martin said he bowled pretty well. The misfield there by the man that looks like Taim Town.
A game of two tails. I think that the Liberta Blackhawks lost the momentum of the fall of Kareem Agol, followed shortly after with the loss of Cornwall. So they surrendered the momentum, and now they're at a snail's pace at 118 for 6.
Yeah, I would think they would want to, the batsmen here, Charles and Philip, they'd want to just consolidate, take the singles where they are, wait for the loose deliveries, and try and maximize on them. Don't do anything too rash. Because as you said, it would be a real sin, as we say, cricketing sin, not to bat out your full allotment of 20 overs.
Having the start that they had.
119 for 6. There's a loud appeal, and the umpire shakes his head, and but he hasn't. And now puts the finger up, and Philip is not at all amused, but he knows how the game is played, and so another wicket goes for the Blackhawks, and so Philip goes LBW to the bowler of Clever Martin. So once again, Cruyff, Clever Martin, has come last week. He came into the attack and tidy up the tail, and looks like he's about to have another repeat here.
Well, if I had to offer defense, you were the one who said John, that you were the one who said that the batting lineup of the Blackhawks was pretty lengthy. Now you've totally made a roundabout turn in suggesting that the tail happens to be very, very long. So you need to make up your mind, John, is it a deliberate lie trying to deceive me, or to make sure that I did not achieve the set goal? Do you care to respond to that?
Viewers, you can that was the end of the over there. Okay, my apologies. Let's just bring our viewers up to date here.
11 overs in the bag, 119 for 7. Damari Benter continues around the wicket. A big heave here by Tariq Charles. Benter getting a little extra bounce there. So Tariq looks like he has made up his mind. He has to try and get as much as he can before everything crashes around him. And this one again, he's beaten just outside of the off stump. So
I don't know that any instruction was sent by the captain of the LIBERTA Blackhawks, because what you should be seeking to do is to stick around long enough to bat out the 20 overs. And here it is that you have, with 7 wickets down, you're seeing again rash strokes, which is not necessary at this point.
and this one is going high. Does it have the legs? Doesn't look so. Fieldsman gesturing. There you go. And he takes a catch. Looks a bit unstable there, that man there on the mid-wicket boundary. But eventually settling under it and cupping it nice. And so another wicket goes. And Cruyff, that was quite inevitable based on what we would have seen with the first couple of deliveries.
I don't know, a nonsensical shot in the context of the game. And that is where you see that there's definitely a lack in the proper approach. Because once you see wickets falling around you, ultimately you should be saying to yourself that you're going to have to stick around to at least take it into the 20th over. But it is clear, because they're 8 wickets down.
Johnny's in the wicket.
8 wickets down.
Yeah, 8 wickets down, correct.
419.
Correct.
So it is all the middle order, just like we saw last week in the case of the police team. The middle order has totally let down the LIBERTA Blackhawks.
But I think more of what we're seeing here, Cruyff, is the younger players. They're just not appearing to read the game, or maybe they don't understand how to read the game or how to apply what they're reading. Yes, you're losing wickets, but then, as you said, you then shift into another mode where you decide, hey, you're going to feel these 20 overs. I'm going to weigh your legs down. When you go on bat, you must feel some pressure in your legs. But you're just not seeing that. And
you've got to give the Rising Sun team, you've got to give them some credit in that they could easily have bowed their heads after the power play, but they must have had a plan, and they've stuck to that plan and has actually executed it to
as Benter trying to keep the pressure on. There's a slip in place now for Johnny, and he's coming forward and just muffling that ball. So it's a wicket maiden, something that we would not have anticipated, would have seen in the first half when the guns were going blistering for the Blackhawks. So another over in the bag, 12 overs in the bag, and so 119 for 8. So not looking good based on the start that they would have had. And I would say now that the Rising Sun, they would feel vindicated by the decision they made.
Definitely in the ascendancy. I like I said, it's all about sticking to a game plan. If they had one, they've executed it to the maximum.
So Clever Martin again, and this one is punched nicely down the ground by Jawaki Joseph, and so a single.
But having said that, John, you know that cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties, and when a total is put on the board, you still have to make that total, irrespective of how small or how large it is. It's the responsibility of the team batting second to overtake that total.
Well, as the saying goes, runs on the board. There's the runs on the board.
Well, Ajani, another former Antigua player out there. So when you go to that Liberta lineup, they would have had a couple of players who would have really represented on the national level. So quite a bit of experience in that lineup there. A single down the ground for Philip.
And he's going to approach the game, being a senior statesman, he's going to approach the game with common sense, given the context of the game.
Well, and he's also the player coach, so he would have to show some level of leadership out there, show the youngsters, hey, this is how you should handle these situations. And, you know, so he would want to not only be talking it into their ears, but also showing them on that field of play.
But John, you see the lack of discipline and common sense approach at all the levels. At all the levels, you see consistently the lack of common sense approach.
You're just realizing our players, for whatever reason, they're just not reading the game. And that is just sad. It's really, really sad. I mean, you must recognize when it's time, you know. Was a dot ball of the last delivery.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, 13 overs in the bag. Remember, you're watching the Sir Vivian Richards Thursday League competition, and we're here live at the Rising Sun cricket field. Today's match is between the Liberta Blackhawks and the Rising Sun team. And Rising Sun winning the toss and electing to field first. In the first 5-6 overs, I think they would have second-guessed why they made that decision. But it has all gone in their way from since then. And so the score is 123 now for 8.
The start of the 14th over.
.24 for 8. Damari Benter, right arm over. And there is a Johnny going for a drive outside of the off stump, and all oohs and ahs, missing that outside edge. Keeper thinking of a stump in there. But in the end, Johnny still stands tall. Good evening, Diane, or good afternoon, Diane Anthony, Lady D. Good to have you on board. And she's saying, let's go Blackhawks. So the Blackhawks definitely have their supporters here today. And did he play a shot there?
What?
Jawaki looking for
What is that?
a second run, and there was nothing there. Wide signals by the umpires, so 2 runs going to the scorecard there.
And that was definitely a rush of blood, because Ajani had no interest at all in the second run. No interest at all.
But Crawford goes back again to reading the room. Joseph should be aware of the person he is batting with. There's no way. Was that a chance there? And in the middle, short mid wicket, couldn't get out of the blocks, and so on dot ball. Yeah, what I'm saying is he should recognize who he's batting with, and he should realize, hey, you ain't going to run any quick singles with Ajani, and Ajani would have been going to the danger end. So that just had no logics in that approach.
And I mean, if Ajani had any interest in that, he would have been run out by at least a mile.
Well, because Joseph, he barely made it back in.
Yes.
So it's Benter as he continues. Bowling to Jawaki Jones. And just how he's holding that bat, he looks like he wants to do something audacious here.
Well, he has been known to be erratic.
And this one is hit with some power. And he says, take that. This is what I wanted to do. And so that's 4 runs.
That's a good shot.
Back with a square there. And 4 good-looking runs to the scorecard. So 130. Ladies and gentlemen, 45 more runs. The countdown is on.
Thanks for the reminder, John. And as they edge closer to that, the 175, I will see you buckle.
A sprinkle of spectators around the ground. See persons getting home from work, trotting across.
And may have the legs to get into the boundary.
Wow, that was
4
nice.
wide signal by the umpire.
4 wides.
Yes, Jawaki Jones is a Antigua team player, isn't he? Hails from the island of Bethesda. And like I said, he has been known to be very, very erratic. Bowls with good pace. He has had at least 2 stints in England that I know of. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ran into some disciplinary foolishness.
Cruyff, a comment here for you after this delivery. An appeal there as Johnny was coming way down, but umpire Bertel Baltimore having no interest in that, and so a dot ball to end the over. And so after 14 overs, 136 for 8, have been asked to take first strike. Cruyff, let me just read this comment for you. Cruyff, is your point about the players' approach to the game. Would it be fair to say that our coaches are also subpar? Again, as I've said, Liberta may be bowled out on the 20 overs. Remember, the race is not for the swift, but who can endure to the end. Liberta may make this saying true. So I guess this viewer is trying to say, hey, what blame or what responsibility does the coach play in these scenarios?
For that viewer, the impact of a coach lessens as you get to the above 17 and 18 age. You can't depend on a coach to teach somebody who has been around since Christ was a corporal. If you've noticed the approach of Ajani decided to play second fiddle to Jawaki Joseph. And that is testament to the maturity of Ajani Frederick, sorry. So he has completely left it up to
1%.
Jawaki Joseph to take the lead. Driven up to long off for a single.
How many balls bowling this over? 2 dot ball and
A single.
Good piece of fielding by clever Martin to his own bowling. No run.
1/3. Sorry, go ahead.
Firmly struck by Ajani.
This one, Johnny is getting his pull out and hitting that one to the man on the deep would make it boundary. Single. So 138 for 8, 14.5 overs, 1 legal delivery to go. And these 2 batsmen are keeping hope alive.
Like I was saying, John, the impact of a coach lessens when you get to.
This one is powerfully hit down the ground, and 6 runs there for Jawaki Joseph. And so still some fight in the Liberta Blackhawks. 144.
Using his feet in the approved manner, got to the pitch of it, and made the launch and achieved the desired result.
And this is launched onto, and so Joseph is starting to get his groove on. His eyesight is getting good. He's talking, latching onto a short delivery and pouncing that over the mid-wicket boundary or forward square boundary for a big six.
I don't know, John. It looks like the writing is on the wall in terms of the.
I just end the over the last 6, that's all. That's the score the second one, that's all.
2 6s.
Now, what we do? Take out the first one of the dot ball. Take out one of the dot ball.
2 6s.
Yeah.
15.
What's the score now?
You're
150.
taking out 150. So where do you take
Excuse
it?
me? 150? Exactly 150. So scorer, I don't expect that your math will be as good as mine. Are we looking at 25 more runs?
Yes.
Huh?
So what
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
score where say you have? You're taking?
I took out one of that, but I had to put a 6. 17, 17, 22, 17, 18, 19.
What score you have?
150.
And we've just completed the 15th over or the 14th. The 15th over?
15 over, yeah.
So is it likely, Mr. Scorer, that we will get in the next 5 overs? Because, I mean, if we're looking at the next 5 overs, we're actually looking, by my calculation, at 5 runs and over.
The organization.
Huh? The innings is finished. I don't think that, Mr. Owner, that you have that authority, the umpire.
So who's that coming back into the attack? That's Anthony Pierre getting his first bowl here.
So this should be the last. This should be the last over based on an agreed cutoff point. So we will not get in the.
That one is wide, so signal wide by the umpire.
151.
151 for 8. Yeah, we're just being told that this should be the cutoff time frame to cut off. So let's see how the umpire handles this one. That's a pretty decent run up for Anthony Pierre. And that's a shot, and that's swatted by Ajani, and that goes into the offside boundary, and 4 runs there.
Down to wide and long off. 1 bounce into the fence. Score 155 for 8.
20 more runs to meet the target.
Not necessarily, John, because there's been a cutoff point announced. So I think that you got away by the skin of your teeth, John.
Here comes Anthony again, going short, and this time another wide signal. So the wheel seems to be coming off for Pierre. I don't know if it was ever on, but he hasn't really started very impressively for his team. And
6 more balls to go again, John. 5 more balls. One legal
delivery, yes.
Mean ball.
I'm wondering why they would have, probably they should have brought back one of the fast bowlers at this time, but let's see. Earlier fast bowler, it's Pierre, and he's again putting it into the wicket, and Johnny just going on top of that and turning it into the onside. So a single.
Turning over the strike to Jawaki Joseph, who seems to be the informed batsman.
157.
157 for 8, and this is the 16th over.
Yep. So we should have a quick turnaround.
to get the second innings in. Quite a bit of clouds, not ominous cloud, but keeping the sunshine away. And this one is hit, nicely hit, over a long off position. The man in long off, he's in, and so
Is the score 163, young blood? 161.
14 runs behind. So 3 deliveries.
I tell you.
Can we see a Carlos Brathwaite? As we see, you hear the horns blowing, the traffic coming up and down Queen Elizabeth Highway. It's the rush hour, everyone getting out to work, trying to make their way home. And that one is short, and here is
Signal wide.
Joe Hockey trying to clubber the leather off of that, but umpire Baltimore saying, hey, you couldn't reach that, so that's a wide. So definitely not a very impressive over. Don't know what
I don't agree.
Pierre would be trying.
I mean, I agree with what Taddy said. Once they're regular,
And if you were a good sport, John, you would have conceded, realizing, of course, that we're going to be 4 over short, and I'm still only about 10 runs,
13 to be exact. So
13 runs short.
and you still have 3 legal deliveries according to what we have heard. But Pierre, as he comes into Joseph, and Joseph is pulling that backward square, and that rushes into the boundary. So another boundary, and so the runs are picking up now, and so is the opportunity for that 175.
I think I should ask the scorer to rule on this in all reasonableness. We're in the 16th over. I'm 9 runs short of the 175 with 4 overs to spare. What else can you ask of that kind of prediction? For me, that prediction was spot on. Thank you very much.
There are 2 more deliveries to go, and I've seen cricket a few,
and
2 deliveries can result in 2 wickets, and so don't rejoice yet. So you just stay grounded, my friend. I know you're a bit excited after what you went through last week. It's always good to have a comeback, and I know the excitement is running through your veins now.
John, I know.
Here comes Pierre into Jawaki. And Jawaki is hitting that. That goes high. Does it have a leg to go? It's bouncing. Joseph is running hard at it, and good effort there by Tong there. One thing with him, he gives his full effort on the field of play, and so that is 2 runs.
So with 1 more delivery left, John, is it possible to have a double play like in baseball?
Well, a no ball and a maximum could reach the target, but 168, yeah. But in all fairness, you have to say that you have reached your target.
A drowning man will catch at a straw. A drowning man will catch on the straw. At a straw. And if I was a betting man, I would bet that this is going to be 4 runs.
And that is clobbered, and you have won your bet, and that is 4. So finishing in an authoritative style there is Jawaki Joseph, just clobbering that down the ground. The man at the long off position had no chance, and so Cruyff, we would have seen again a tale of 2 innings here, but at the end 172 for 8, 16 overs. And so an interesting halfway point of this game.
Well, John, I know you would have been licking your chops had it gone the other way, but I think that the LIBERTA Blackhawks eventually gave a pretty decent account as soon as we were able to get the score for Jawaki Joseph. 35 from 10 deliveries, maybe? 15 deliveries. So all in all, wonderful effort in the end by the LIBERTA Blackhawks, and as we often have to say, that is runs on the board. I predicted a score of 175, and we got to 173, and I don't think that too many persons would have been able to get it that close. With a margin of error of 2, I got it exactly right. John, I will wait on your comments because I know that you feel like you want to go into the bathroom, lock the door, and don't come out. But that is okay. That is okay. Eventual score 172 for 8 from 16 overs, which means that the men from Rising Sun must now get 173 to win in 16 overs. That's a pretty hefty task, but on a pitch that offers very, very little to the bowlers, I think that is within reach of the Rising Sun cricket team. Rakeem Cornwall top scored with 60. With 60. I think second in line would be Kareem Gore. He made 24. And Jawaki Joseph with a cameo in the end, scoring 35, not out from 15 deliveries. Not out with him was Johnny Fredericks, who played the common sense role, turning over the strike to Jawaki Joseph, which was the right thing to do, showing the maturity that was expected. And now the men from Rising Sun, playing on their home turf, must think that they're in with an excellent chance to get 173.
All right, let me just get in here quickly. Yes, I agree with you. On the other hand, as a coach of any team, it's incumbent on... Yes, I agree with you on the age. On the other hand, as a coach of any team, it's incumbent on him, her, to have the ability to address the major flaws cited in players they're coaching. I've coached soccer for many years, and one of my major issue, I guess this should be one of my major issues, evaluation. Evaluate not only the team's performance, but also the players as well. I think as a coach, it is my responsibility to do that. I also agree that each player has a responsibility for their own development as well. And Thistle is saying, Cruyff, here's where I agree with you on your prediction score.
Well, I do thank you. I'm waiting on John to concede, and once he concedes, I think that I'll be in a better mood.
Well, Cruyff, you deserve all the compliments and kudos. You took a rather beating last week, and to come back in that vigor and fight shows the resilience of your character and of your seniority.
I do thank you, John, because you must at all times remind the viewers and the listeners that I am the senior commentator here. And it's not because of an installation by the owner. All right? I would have achieved, and I see now we're in the company of the junior umpire, Bertel Baltimore, because Scouten was quick to point out that he was carrying the ball. He was carrying the ball, and therefore...
No. Okay, I'm just running through the scorecard. That's for the scorer. Rakeem Cornwall and Kofi James opened the innings, Cruyff, and they came off to a blistering start. Boundaries was raining, sixes were raining, and Kofi James, he went first. He was caught by Joel Andrew, a nice delivery by Karik Mentor, and he went for 18, hitting 3 boundaries and 1 maximum. Bartlett Henry came in, he didn't look very secure, and then he was bowled by Karik Mentor. That was a double strike, if my memory served me correct, in that over number 6, I think it was, where Karik Mentor made that breakthrough. And so Bartlett Henry, he was bowled by Karik Mentor without scoring. And then who it was, Kareem Gore, he had a feast for the first 5 legal deliveries on the Justin Robinson, but then he was caught and bowled there, so kind of reward for Justin. Teron Payne, he didn't last very long. He was caught. Jakeem Pollard bowled Durari Benter, he made not. And then Rakeem Cornwall, his fiery innings, 60 runs from 28 deliveries, 347 maximum. Crive, that was indeed a wonderful innings there by the Rock Attack.
Yes, he was. I think that Caldwell was able to play the role that he was asked to play. Played it successfully, but in the end, he gave it away. And again, he was supposed to be around for 2 or 3 more overs. I think that the score could easily have been 190, 200 runs.
Most definitely. Tariq Charles, Brent Joseph, he was bowled by Cleaver Martin without scoring. Tariq Charles, he was caught. Justin Robinson bowled Damari Benter for 2, and Kadeem Phillip, he didn't last very long. He was LBW bowled by Cleaver Martin, and then that last wicket partnership between Jawaki Joseph and Ajani Frederick. With Jawaki, at one time we were saying he was looking a bit erratic, but then he settled in nicely and really hit the ball quite cleanly, making 35 from 15 deliveries, 4 boundaries, 2 maximums.
Yes, indeed. He played the role, and again give Ajani Fredericks some credit. He was able to allow Jawaki Joseph to manipulate the strike at the right time. And that resulted in Jawaki being able to amass a total of 35 and 15 deliveries.
Yeah, most definitely. I think you got to give Johnny some credit there. I guess he would have spoken to the youngster, telling him, "Hey, just hold it there. We'll know when to start to attack." And so, good partnership there. And so the bowling card quickly. Jakeem Pollard, quite a reverse of fortune from last week. Right, 1 over, 25 runs, no wicket. Kerrick Mentor, 3 overs, 32 runs, 2 wicket, a bit expensive. Taim Tong, 2 overs, 18 runs, no wicket. Justin Robinson had 1 solitary over, and that's when Kareem Agor really laid into him, 24 runs, but he did get the wicket of Kareem Agor in the end. Damari Benter, 4 overs, 1 made and 25 runs, 2 wicket. And Clever Martin, again, bowling a good spell, 4 overs, 25 runs, 3 wickets.
So again, Clever Martin was the pick of the bowlers, as he was in last week's contest against the Policeman. So he should feel very, very good about himself, being able to come on, stem the tide, and get the desired results. But again, John, it's 173 runs to win. Those runs have been made and has been put on the board. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what the approach of the Rising Sun is going to be. Remember, of course, that they do have a West Indies player in the midst,
Joel
Andrew, and the expectation has to be huge, and he must be backing himself to get a score of 50 and beyond. Now, of course, he's got Damari Benter, who is no slouch, and it should be a pretty good contest.
And just to close off the bowling, Anthony Pierre, he had 1 solitary over and 22 runs. Was not a good over to end the innings there. And I guess Joshy is agreeing with you. He's saying game done. Cornwall and Goa will squeeze them, as it looks like if you take pace off of it, will be harder to time the ball.
Well, unfortunately, that viewer is not at the grounds. It's still a very, very good pitch. Bounce has been very, very even. And you have to be able to find that balance between being short or being not too short and too full, because you will receive some punishment.
There we see 22. There we see Kerry Mentor and his son coming off the field. Kerry not playing. He says he's nursing a little injury to his side, and so doing groundsman duty today. And so, sometimes these people go unrecognized. We look at all the fancy players, the guys who hit the big ball, the big sixes, and the guys who bowl the quickest delivery. But the groundsmen do play a valuable role in getting the game off there. So,
do you think, John, that the message has been sent that Mentor should be thinking about hanging it up? Once you start to get these little niggling injuries, I mean, there is a message that is not too loud, but a message that has been sent.
Well, I still think I mean, he's not the youngest, but I think his role here in the Rising Sun team is more of a mentorship. I think he carries. Quite, we have to face the reality. Yeah? In most of these teams, it's one or two persons who carry the team. If you take them out of the team, there's no team. And we know for sure that's the role that Kerry's playing now in the Rising Sun team. You look at other teams. You sign it. I think Empire. If you take Tittle and Justin Athens out of the team, you may not have a team there. I'm just saying, So there are not much teams that really have a real proper structure. Like let's say maybe the Blackhawks, to some extent the Pickett's club. So you will find that New Winthrop seems to be getting their act together, and winning does help, there. But
And this left arm opening bowler for Liberta has been around since Christ was a corporal. I can't remember his nickname, but
Dickie Bird.
Dickie Bird.
you're right.
Elvis Weaver Senior.
Elvis Weaver, yes.
Against the Wintrops.
And he has been around. He starts with a mid-wicket and a long off. Driven quite nicely.
All right, so Cruyff, the required run rate is 8.65, and we have young Joel Andrew missing out on the West Indies one-day team. Was not selected as the part of the. He's in the T20. Okay, just been told he has made the T20 cut. And so the first delivery nice and full there, and Andrew getting in line with it and hitting it back to the bowler there. Oh, the second delivery. What's the score? 2 dot balls? Oh, sorry. My apologies, viewers. I was looking down. Remember, Johnny's father, an accomplished player for Seaview Farm and Antigua and Barbuda. Soursop don't fall far from the tree. So somebody just reminding us that Johnny would have some level of talent, as his father there. I'm trying to remember the name.
Keith Frederick.
Keith Frederick, yes. There's another father and son duo that would have represented Antigua.
A.K.A. Fredo.
Fredo, yeah. I think Fredo mainly concentrates on the female. I think he does a bit of training with female cricketers now. So hey, there I see Garfield. I'm just trying to remember the nickname. Nickname is out of my head. Another Parish League stalwart, assistant Taddy when he can. And this one is hiked onto the mid-wicket. There's a chance for a catch, and he drops it. My goodness, that was a sitter there. Almost getting the prize wicket of Andrew, trying to clear the boundary and hit it straight into the man. He just had to come a couple of steps to his left, and he.
Brent Joseph can actually kick himself. I mean, that was a sitter at all levels. Resulted in a run. I don't think that is something that you ever get over, especially if you end up losing the game. Real easy chance. As Pollard now comes in to strike.
That was Brent who dropped the catch there?
Yes. I don't expect huh? One. Yes, I see. One without loss.
So, Nathaniel in the bright orange pad there. He ain't gonna miss him. And he, former Blackhawk, I've been told. So a little rivalries here. And immediately I see Jimbo signaling for some change. Or is it the end of the over? Oh, the end of the over. So I seem to have missed a couple deliveries. How many? 1 run out of that over?
Yes.
Okay. So at the end of over number uno, chasing 173 for victory. They are 1 without loss.
And John, it's going to be very, very interesting to see whether or not that sitter that was dropped by Brenton Joseph comes back to haunt them, because should Andrew go on to Joel Andrew, should he go on to get a big total, I can see where there will be a lot of regret in the Liberta Blackhawks camp. Jawaki Jones is the bowler coming from the Mount St. John's end.
Okay, someone is saying here, disagree with your assessment of some of the teams. Essential, Empire, and even Rising Sun both have Francis, Empire, and Andrew Rising Sun. Not
Can't be certain where that is coming from,
yeah.
because I don't think that there was any suggestion. And yes, Jawaki Joseph, yes. Played down to backward square for a single. The score is now 2 without loss. And we must recognize that Joel Andrew is not a permanent fixture in the Rising Sun team.
I think locally he plays straight for the Pickett's Crushers, and so I don't think Pickett's is in the Thursday League. So he
Good length delivery by Jawaki Jones, played right back along the track. No run. Can you tell me what he's complaining about?
Who's that? The Ayatollah?
Yes.
That passed me like a searing Yorker. And here is Nathaniel having a big heave. It's there, but coming up with nothing.
There seems to be a sense of panic within the Rising Sun batters, simply because the drop catch by Brent Jones, and like I said, I hope that it does not come back to haunt them. But Brent Joseph, sorry.
Jawaki Joseph, and here is Nathaniel crunching that down the ground. Just thought there was a chance for a run out slightly, but could not pick up that ball there. So Nathaniel getting off of the mark. I think the batsmen there, Cruyff, I'm just watching their whole body language. I think they're playing the scoreboard at the moment and not playing the game. They're looking at the 173 runs that are needed, instead of just probably playing the first couple of deliveries on their merit and then assessing the game. And this one is nicely hit back with a square. Does it have the leg to go to the boundary? Yes, it does. And so the first boundary of the innings there by Joel Andrew, just punching that back with a square for 4 beautiful runs.
Coming off the outer edge, signaling a little bit of outswing for Jawaki Jones, but still Jawaki Joseph.
So
Still a little too short.
Joseph with just a couple of steps, and here is Andrew again coming up with these nothing shots. And so end of the second over, chasing 173 for victory. They are 7 without loss, 3.5 runs per over.
Ill-advised shot, too early in the innings. I don't know. I think that he should put that, just store that away, realizing that that shot for me is always going to be comical, and if it's going to continue to be a hit and miss, then but put under some pressure here. Wide signal by umpire Scouten.
My issue, and I think you mentioned it last week, Cruyff, the risk to the value, I don't think it's worth it.
Wish reward, yes, and like I said, you can put it to the back of your head and suggest that you're not going to attempt that shot until you would have made 100. I am fine. I am fine with that.
Heaved on the leg side, a big hit there by Amal Nathaniel, finally connecting on one, and so the first maximum of the innings goes
And so that's 6 beautiful runs to a wide mid-wicket position there.
Scoring
And
now
so
10.
14 without loss.
14 without loss in this the third over. Still not enough because you would want to come out of the power play. Scoring at least 30 to keep pace. John, would that be reasonable?
Yeah, I think. And Nathaniel goes again. Does it have the leg? Yes, it does. So Nathaniel getting into a groove and now dealing in sixes. So another 6. Almost identical position there. This one probably just a little straighter. And so 6 more runs.
20 from 2.4.
2.2.
2.2.
Yeah, the first one was a wide. 3 deliveries bowled, but first delivery was a wide. Yeah, I just remember Garfield there. That's Budskin. Budskin, former Pickett Sports Club president, sports enthusiast there. This one is down the ground again, and another boundary this time. So Nathaniel getting into the arc. And so he's roughing up Weaver here. And 4 runs.
And they must have heard me, John, that you must get at least 30 runs from the first 4 over.
Yeah.
And they're definitely on track to surpass that.
Yeah. Okay. Now Simmons, the viewer has clarified his comment. My comment was about the commentator made about if you take one of the 2 players, they don't have a team. He specifically said taking out Tittle and Athenaeus. I think that Francis is just as valuable as any of the other 2. That one is wide outside the off stump and signaled wide by umpire Scouten. Yes, viewer, I hear what you're saying, but no, I wasn't saying that they would not, the team, in terms of the quality of the team. I'm talking about in terms of the structure. Most of the teams there are not much structures, and there are a few players that glue the team together. And if you take those players out, you might have a challenge pulling the team together. So that was basically my point to some extent there. That one is run down to a short third man, and finally a dot ball in this over.
I think that you were rather succinct. I think that what has to be recognized, and this is without any shadow of a doubt, the younger people within the different cricket teams, because you hardly have any cricket clubs, will seldom take the responsibility to prepare the wicket. So it's these older persons who love the game, who have decided to stick around, they will always take the responsibility to prepare the wickets, and there's absolutely no argument that could be offered against that.
Registering the team, getting the balls, calling people to play, going and pick them up. Yeah, you have if you take a couple of guys out of these teams,
They will fall apart.
That one is cracked nicely behind square, but the man there, the short third man, just coming around and limiting that to a single. So a pretty decent over for the Rising Sun. 19 runs coming from that over, and so the score bumps up to 26 from 3 overs.
Correct, and then the fourth over coming up, and unless Jawaki Joseph is able to produce a gem, they should easily get to the 30-run mark within the power play.
I think when we did our match, if I'm not remember, Liberta was what, 50 or 51? I think we did 17, 16 runs and over. 60? 50 after 3, so I was scorer, Andrew Samuel. 50 after 3. Score.
There were 24 runs ahead
26.
at this stage.
This one is that a catch there? Beautiful catch there by the man there. Was a bit blindsided, just went on to the monitor in front of us and seeing the fieldsman there lunging forward and taking a catch just inches off the ground. So Amal Nathaniel cameo has come to an end
He goes caught in the outfield there. That looks like Weaver who took the catch.
Go.
Gore. Oh, so hit it to the wrong man, if you want to say. Karima Gore making no mistake there and swooping up a nice catch there.
Ben has been known for his excellent fielding. Again, I don't think that there was any need for that that shot, given the context of the game. But they're one down for 26 in this the fourth over. So I think that Liberta should feel pretty good about themselves. And Jawaki Jones, after bowling the
Joseph.
Jawaki Joseph, after bowling a pretty decent first over, has been greeted with some success, having claimed the wicket of Amar Nathaniel.
Yeah, I think Amal found himself in a position. I don't think that is his natural game, really, to be 26 for 1. Philip, yeah. Ralston Trish Phillip, another former Antigua player. So we have quite a lot of former
And Trish Phillip is about 60.
local gems.
Huh? No, he's not. He must be. He must be in his mid-50s. You got to be joking.
Yeah, man, Trish has to be in his mid-50s. Man.
I played with Trish.
That's a beautiful shot there. Coming down and it, just stabbing it down to the onside and finding the gap and getting 4 runs off the mark is Trish.
Exactly 30, John.
Yep, 30 for 1.
I think the youngster, the scorer, don't know that Trish has been around since Christ was a corporal.
Trish played for our team when I was young. So, you know.
Trish has to be about in the mid-50s.
It means he has to be.
Close to 50, winning 50, yeah.
You got to be joking. I played with Trish's father,
Probably.
who died.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
No, you're very, very wrong.
Trish has to
And if you were a betting man, I would take your money and give it back to you.
Bet you understand how we-
I don't think that John.
How much Trish beat? Yeah.
But you got to give Trish some credit, though. He has kept himself in good condition.
True.
And, you know,
True.
he still has a passion for the game. I remember him giving a talk to, I think it was a Seaview Farm team when he was trying to resuscitate cricket in Seaview Farm. And, you know, he was very passionate. And, you know, he told them you have to play from the heart and stuff like that. And, you know, really a good guy when it comes to the game.
Johnny and Trish is around the same age.
John is considerably younger than Trish.
Wide ball there.
In and around. Wide. 31.
31, 4 legal deliveries.
Yeah. See. Wide.
That's going to go away for
Down
4
leg
wides
side,
or
5
4
wides.
wides. 4 wides. Why I'm confident about Trish's age. I'm 65, and you can compliment me by saying that I look more like 30. But if I'm 65 and I played with Trish 40 something years ago, and Trish is still 40 something, he was a baby when he played with me.
Ever young.
I'm saying to you, listen to what I'm saying. No, listen to my logics. I'm 65. If I played against Trish 45 years ago, how old could Trish have been? Because even if I had to concede that he was 35 years when I played with him, he has to be around 50. You got to be joking. You got to be joking. John, I don't think that the youngster wants to test my mathematical genius.
Yeah, just to
You're
get
trying to understand the logics?
16.
I'm saying to you, I am
understand you.
I am 65.
And you played against Trish.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's say that Trish,
Shot one.
This one is punched backward a square. Another lovely shot there by Andrew, playing that one with some disdain and some flair. and getting 4 beautiful runs there back of the square. So the end of the over number 4, the power play has come to an end. 15 runs coming out of that over, some extras added to the score. 41 for the loss of 1. Just before you guys get back, yes, Colin, let me see here. Okay, so here we go again. As a former administrator soccer for many years in groups, it's not out of the norm for only a few generally carries the weight. Bulk of the work in the organization, speaking from my own experience. Fair enough. Good afternoon, colleagues. This is coming from Colin. How many overs does Rising Sun have to get these runs? And I think
16.
Simmons responded to you, 16. Yes, and let's say good afternoon to Colin. Colin, you've been missing in action and look like you're on the DPP running a little hide and seek game from us here. Cruyff has been here waiting patiently on the arrival of the Honorable Clement Joseph, but he has been missing in action with some few high-profile cases. If he doesn't,
and rightfully so.
If he doesn't want to answer some tough questions,
he can,
right?
yes, he can hide behind the fact that he has been busy, but we know.
Karima. So a bowling change as the umpire scouting signals the end of the power play.
Yeah, we know what the real problem is, John. Why Clement Samuel has decided, Clement Joseph
Why does Miss Signal?
has decided not to show up.
You've been missing in action, Mr. DPP. But we know you might be a little bit busy, so we'll hold the strain for you until you can get that time away. Here's Tris again going for another little half sweep, but wide signal again by umpire Scouton. So Gore not getting his line as yet. 2 wides to start this over. 43. Better delivery.
So can I go back to you, youngster? I know you're one of those who I don't want you to concede. Play it around the corner.
One veteran to the other. Trish to a Johnny. That's putting those big hands out and just stopping it. Coach Rush. That's the new name now. All right.
All right, well let me pick up on what one of the viewers may have sent in, because he would have to admit that there's a complete difference between soccer or football and cricket. No preparation, hardly any preparation is needed in football. So long as you don't mark the field and you put up the goal, you can play until Thy Kingdom Come. Wide signal by umpire Scouton. 1 added to the total. 44 for 1. But yes, John, football is completely different. Dropped again by Brent Joseph. Today is just not his day.
Not having a good day in the field, so a life given there to Trish.
Momentum. Thank you so much.
Not really getting, well, luckily for him, didn't get enough bat onto it. If he had gotten more bat, would have been, might have been an easier catch opportunity.
Like I said, I'm hoping, that drop catch off of Andrew Jones is beginning to pay some dividends.
He's 10 from 8 deliveries. Let's see what's happening here. He's backing away and punching that into the offside and getting a single. But Cruyff, I'm wondering if this partnership will put a little pressure on Andrew. Trish is not one of the quickest runners in the wicket, and he takes up a lot of ball, and I'm wondering if that would sort of kill Andrew's momentum.
No, I think that what is expected is for Trish to stay there, play his role in just keeping his wicket and allowing Andrew to go guns blazing. You cannot afford to surrender the momentum. You cannot fall below 10 runs and over, because all you're going to do is to help to build pressure in the middle order. So you need for Andrew to assert himself, being the dominant partner, and allow Trish to just knock the ball around, picking up the ones. You're never going to see too many twos, but picking up the ones and turning over the strike to Joel Andrew.
Well, yeah, that's the point I was leading to. As I said, he soaks up quite a bit of balls and not really turning over the strike, which I think he needs to look to do and give Andrew a bit more of the strike. And in the meantime, just build his confidence if he can occupy the innings, his confidence obviously will grow a bit. But maybe New Rising Sun, they would miss the. Oh, what was that? Andrew was preparing to get into a position there, and then he had to try and he was jumping and bouncing out of the way. In the end, it was just a dot ball.
Wide.
Oh, wide signal. Sorry, my bad.
I'm in to take evasive action in the end.
Yep.
That would have been the first time that I would have seen a delivery misbehaving. The score is now 47-1.
Dead ball signaled by umpire Baltimore. Bales fell off there. Kofi James with his little bunny tail.
Turning that one around the corner for a single. That's Joel Andrew. Rather circumspect in his approach. Diminutive figure. Definitely looks smaller at the crease than he looks when you see him in person. Had the distinct pleasure of interviewing him in the game last week. I was actually impressed, John.
I came across a Facebook post, and somebody who also listened to the interview, they also expressed their
Satisfaction with
their impression with young Andrew and how he handled himself, and even the question that was the way he answered it in terms of whatever comes his way, he's willing to take that opportunity. They were very specific in that. 48, and so the game meandering a bit. The boundaries are not really coming, the singles are not really coming, so I believe Rising Sun has to be careful here. They don't want to dig themselves in a hole. A single from the final delivery.
I don't think that Joel Andrew is reading the game correctly, because he could easily have opted not to take that single. Now it's going to bring some pressure to bear should Kareem Gore be successful in keeping him on strike. And again, you chalk that up to people not reading the game. You don't want to put too much unnecessary pressure on yourself, having to think that you have to get boundaries to draw even or to catch up.
And one of the interesting thing in the game, and why I was a bit surprised at the decision taken by Rising Sun in winning the toss, when you look at their batting lineup, they are not a team. They don't have
Big striker.
They're the go-gone Blazers, you understand? And here is Trish swiveling and pulling one behind square there and getting a well-needed boundary. So Kareem Gore continuing to bowl on that leg stump line there of Philip, and Philip finally getting some good bat onto one and getting 4 runs. Yeah, yes, Crive. So I would have thought, when you look at coming into batting, Joel Andrew is not a man that is going to beat you out of the attack,
Damari Benta, Amal Nathaniel, they're not beaters. And so this one has the leg and one bounce into the boundary. And so Trish probably trying to let me eat my words, showing me that, hey, I can hit some boundaries too. And so 2 consecutive boundaries there. Philip, the score goes up to 57 for 1. Okay, some more comments coming in. Colin is saying, my apologies for my absence. I too was hoping for the Honorable Clement to be there. The TV captions are using 20 over allotment for Rising Sun. This one is another powerful hit. Does it have the leg to go? No, straight into the man hand. And Brent finally makes amends. This one was much more comfortable. He could stand still and take that high over his head. And so he's been celebrated for taking 1 out of 3. And so Trish goes, trying to up the tempo, holding out to the man on the long off boundary. 1 second.
58 for 2. Who's that Colin? That can't be Colin Francis.
Yes.
In the army or in the armed forces in America, Colin will be known as a deserter. So I don't know that Colin still has the nerve to be calling into the Parish League, the Antigua Commercial Bank Parish League Network. He's been missing in action.
Well, Colin, you heard it from the senior commentator. You have been missing in action.
Thank you very much.
And so,
was that a reinforcement? Do you think that any reinforcement was needed?
no, that was a disclaimer.
Well, okay. Thought it was a well-deserved compliment.
And we have here
Benta
Benta's-
replaces Trish Phillip, who was caught on the long on boundary by. Was that the long on boundary or the
Long off.
boundary? By Brent Joseph, who has made some amends to having dropped 2 easy sitters.
Guys, just take a look at the back of the wicket. Bartlett Henry, Jimbo, and Kadeem. Quite a lot of body mass behind the wicket there, but a single to end the over there.
I think that the Brent Joseph had to choose which wicket would have fallen just now. He would easily have taken Andrew.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think that he literally does not have a choice at the moment. He's going to have to live with that, and I know that he's hoping that the game ends now. And we are now at the 5:20 mark, which is close to me having to disappear.
No, you're past that time, Clive. You said your meeting time was at 5 o'clock. So I guess you meant 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. So.
Well, I know that she's getting nervous.
Oh, that's allowed to play. That looks close even from this angle, but umpire says not out. He was way back on his stump. But umpire Baltimore in the best position said not out.
From my vantage point, that must have been headed down leg side. But a little sign of exuberance. I don't think that there was anything serious about that loud appeal.
It's Kofi James one getting a little bounce. Clive, we've seen a few deliveries in the latter part of the game from this end, getting a little extra bounce.
Yes, and I would suggest that there may be a green patch of grass.
I'm wondering if there's a hole that has opened up a bit. It's Kofi. This one is driven by Andrew down the ground for an easy single.
A hole would have allowed the ball to creep, John. I see the scorer, who seems to always want to go against everything that I say, suggesting that there's not a green spot. I'm going to have to take his word for it. This is his ground. I see him shaking his head. he's one of those persons who want to win at all costs. A single, 61 for 2.
Clive, I totally disagree. So many things has to get done before game. I put in the nets. Marking the field is similar to preparing the wicket. That I have done a
Marking
lot.
the field every day.
That I have done a lot of myself. To say that all has to be done is totally diminishing an organizational responsibilities of playing soccer. That one has been cracked by Andrew for 4, so a well-needed boundary there. Yes, and also the same writer is saying, hey, I was the one who made the comment about Crive's interview with Andrew. Hey, well done, Simmons. Much appreciated your comments there.
That has the legs to go into the boundary. A bottom edge going through the slips by Joel Andrew, who's now picking up the pace. Collecting another boundary.
Overdone. Call him, because I can mash up the score now.
Did you miss something?
And I'll have the overdone. All right, so let's go. And that's an appeal, dot ball. Okay, so that's that. So at the end of over number 8, remember, the target is 173. So, Crive, what's that? That's 104. 69, yeah, 69 for 2 from 8 overs, halfway there. So, yes, let's just remind our viewers, you might be seeing 20 overs as the target, but the actual overs is going to be 16. We had a little bit delay in the start of the game. Also, in the early half of the Liberta innings, the ball disappeared to all parts. I wouldn't even say of the ground, of the exterior of the ground, and so made it a little challenging in retrieving the ball from time to time. And so that also ate up some time, so the game really took some delays. But
Kadeem Phillip replaces Kareem Agor.
Lefty for lefty.
Lefty for lefty.
it's Benter, he's on strike, 3 from 6 deliveries. Andrew is
He
on
should be caught. No.
Who
Short. I think that the fielder could have made
who's that? That's Kofi.
better use. Had he taken off right when the ball was struck, would have made that an easy catch.
Yeah, it fell to the level that Kofi would have played. That should have been, he should have made a better effort. Let's say that. He
Yes.
appears to be a little lethargic going at that. I think Kofi has been brought back home with the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons for the CPL. So I can say he and Joel Andrew saw the trade in place. Joel going to the St. Lucia Zook. And another bottom edge, I would want to believe there. No? Well, I'm being corrected there. It felt like if he came down late on it. But boundary nonetheless, and that's what the Rising Sun team would need quite a bit more of.
Having to score just about 12 and over is no easy feat.
After 8 overs, Liberta was 106 for 4. Kadeem is saying, come on, Mr. Umpire. If that is not out, what else could be out? And I could see the teeth here showing from Joel Andrew. He's also amused at the whole situation here. 74 for 2. Yes, I was saying after 8 overs, Crive, Liberta was 106 for 4, so they were way ahead at that point. They would have lost a couple more wickets, but still being way ahead during this time. Andrew playing not a shot I'm impressed with, but I guess he would like the success rate of it. And so he got a single.
75 for 2. Would need at least 1 or 2 big overs to keep pace. short.
Again, straight to the man. So Damari is really testing Kofi there on that boundary. And again, just this one was way shorter.
Speaking of Kofi James, John, I would think that that window is rapidly closing, because you don't want to make the West Indies team at age 28. If you're going to make the team, the best possible scenario is to make it when you're between 19 and I'd say between 19 and 23. Because you make the team at 28, I don't think that you have a lot of opportunity to be even good, much less great. Change of the bowling from the Mount St. John's end, Rakeem Cornwall.
Yeah, just going back to your discussion there, Cruyff. He would, when you make the team at that late stage, you have to just come in and make an instant impact.
Correct.
You will not have that opportunity to.
No room for hit and miss. You have to be the real. You have to be the real deal.
Colin is responding to you, Cruyff. I have already reported to the Ayatollah. I await his judgment.
What was that report all about, John?
I think you were saying that he was missing in action and something about the army. So I think he was just.
Oh, okay.
Saying to you, look.
I understand, Colin. I don't think that the Ayatollah will ever be big enough to put me over his knees. I just talk it like I see it.
Joel there, premeditating, he was going for that sweep. That ball he was nowhere near to that delivery, and a half-hearted appeal by the big boy, Rakeem. Joel going down. I don't think he got all of it, but just enough to get it over the boundary. I didn't think he got the connection he was looking for, but it just went over the boundary, and so another maximum to the scorecard. The score goes up to 83.
Joel Andrew must be in his 30s by now, John?
No. Yes, it was 32.
Yeah, you were quick too. No, he's actually
I was
36.
I must 32.
Having picked up a boundary.
84?
While you were trying to argue your way out of the... Right. Once you back him into a corner scorer, that is usually he loses complete focus. Once you back him into a corner, he's going to lose his focus, and he's going to say things that he will later regret. Another single to Joel Andrew, pulling that one to deep mid-wicket. Down the leg side, Bertel Baltimore showing absolutely no interest. But I have a message that I need to send to Colin. I was here last week, by the way. Colin, I was here last week.
88. No.
Doing the game between the Police and Rising Sun. You were nowhere to be found. John kept looking all over the place as if he misplaced something. I knew that a gesture like that coming from John was like he was actually putting no man's land. So
it's crunched onto the offside. Cry for two. Joel had a little slip, but he's coming back and throw just a little high, and he had to dive in there to safeguard his wicket there, but in the end made it quite comfortably.
And to your credit, Colin, when you're going to come to a game, you're never going to be late. So,
oh my
so when 3:15 came and you were not here,
This one is high. There's a chance for a wicket, and he's celebrating early, and so the wicket goes. Andrew going again for that slug sweep, not getting to the pitch of the delivery, and only skying it right up into the sky, and Kofi James making no mistake taking that catch there. So I believe that was, you got to give Kadeem Phillip some credit for that wicket. He realized Joel was playing that shot. He pulled back the length just a bit. Joel stint went and got the top edge.
I think that the Rising Sun team could ill afford, and I think that Joel Andrews is going to be replaced by Pollard. That looks like Pollard.
Yes.
I think that the pressure was building on young Joel Andrew to keep the scoreboard ticking, and when that happens, you are going to take some chances that you will end up regretting. An easy catch taken by into the capable hands of Kofi James.
Let me iterate, the race is not for the swift, but for those who can endure to the end. As much as I'm a descendant of Liberta, my mother's birthplace, and lots of families there, they can still lose the game. So Simmons is now kind of wobbly, but I think after that wicket he will get some recomposure in believing in his Liberta team. Is that Coach Abdel Hughes I'm seeing out there? Yeah, that looks like
Well,
Coach.
that sounds like you, John. When the tide seems to be shifting, you drift with the tide. So, I mean, you should be very, very comfortable with the sentiments of Mr. Simmons, because anytime that the tide shifts, then you start to wobble. No difference in what happened in the first innings, where the prediction was so spot on that you were numb.
It's Phillip to Pollard, and Pollard is going big one time. Does he have enough to clear the boundary? No, he doesn't. And so, does he stop it cleanly? Umpire signals 4. So, a bit of sloppy work there. That looks like Brent Joseph again, having a little difficulty in the field today.
I think that Brent Joseph is going to have a day that he's going to end up regretting.
So
Didn't significantly add to the score in the first innings of the Liberta, and is having a torrid time in the field.
So it's going to be
Turned around the corner, forward of square, resulting in a single. But John, we can make a deal. We can strike a deal right now.
95.
If you tell me not to predict the scores anymore, I will gladly do that.
No, as I said to you, as left armer, and this one he's going high again. Doesn't seem like he got much bat onto it. Two fieldsmen going after it, and a big collision, and it's down on the ground. So that was an opportunity there, but it looks like there was no communication. The man from the mid wicket and the long on boundary were hurdling across, and with they crashed into each other. James is still on the ground. I'm not certain if he's injured or just a bit disappointed in the. It might be hurt. He might be hurt. See him grimacing there. Yes.
If I had to defend anybody, I'm going to defend Kofi James, because if I was Benton Joseph, I would not have left my position. Given my torrid time in the field, I would have stood my ground. And so Kofi James was clearly in the right. I think that Brent Jones on the monitor is trying to offer.
Well, you could say that too, Cruyff, but Brent Joseph, probably he was now saying, this is my chance to make amends. And he probably felt, hey, this was my time.
I would most definitely,
Goes up now.
with all due respect, John, I would err on the side of caution. I would not have attempted that catch under any circumstance.
Well, it speaks to his, he wants to, just like you, I know you were very anxious to get back here today, to get another shot at the prediction. I know you would have had some sleepless night.
I had absolutely no doubt that I was going to come good because yes, last week, taking into consideration the upward trajectory of the scoring, and this is what you base your analysis on. You take into consideration where the game is at the present time, and if you are likely to continue on that upward trajectory, then I was spot on.
12.
10.5. Five deliveries, 5 legal deliveries bowled so far. So one Kofi's still limping, so look like he's going to come off. I see the replacement fieldsman is already on the field. Kofi should just ease at the back of the boundary so the game can continue. It's probably in some real discomfort here. Movement is really inhibited by that injury, but he tries again, and so I see a little youngster making his way onto the field. So
76 runs from a possible 5 overs.
well, the required run rate, they need 76, is 8.29, so it's almost...
Overdone? Overdone.
The over is not finished, no. Well, there's one more delivery to go.
Oh. That was...
What else can you say? Comedy of errors.
Yep.
And the man who should easily have gotten hurt is Brent Joseph, who was just feeding the ball. So it tells you, John, that I was not speaking out of turn, because if you had to choose anybody that would have gotten hurt at this time in the game, that would be Brent Joseph,
Over
because
the
I,
done?
Man, I'm gonna wide now. And just launch for 6. Oh, yo. This is what I dread though? Man out.
So another wicket goes, and so we're just trying to
It's an extra ball.
see how this...
price wicket of Pollard.
Extra ball, because there's no dot ball in this over.
there's no dot ball in this over.
I can't count.
And the scorer showing some disgust, because if that extra ball was not bowled, Pollard would not have been out. I feel your pain.
So after the two runs, when he
The
got
drop
injured,
catch was a 2, and that was the first ball after the drop catch. That's the second. No, they got a single. They might get a single.
yeah, Demar got a single. So we're gonna score this.
I feel your pain, Mr. Scorer.
It's not about pain. It's the fact that I don't know what to do here. Normally, you replace it with a drop ball.
You have been going against me all day, so that's a bit of a payback, John.
Let me see if I can.
See, that's the thing. You got it. Whatever you have, I have to have. It's a matter of-
I don't even know how to do this because I can't. It's not allowing me to add.
it's not gonna allow it.
Well, we have to leave that for now because I can't do anything about that.
98 for 3.
98
For 4, sorry.
98
The
for 4, yeah.
wicket of Pollard. In the
I
last
don't know.
ball of the
So we
last
got,
over.
okay, take off the single and put him. Well, I have
But
to.
the single and put
But the
Demar
single
in.
and put Demar in straight.
Exactly.
Okay, you
Demar
continue
in straight.
scoring. 'Cause I have to figure this out. Oh my.
Slow delivery by Cornwall, played around the corner by Benta. No run.
Tying tongue is batting right.
Yeah, I need to do something.
Pollard being replaced by Taim Tong.
Yeah, but it's-
This-
This game would have been over had the catches been taken by the Liberta Blackhawks. Rising Sun still in with a chance. leg size, signal wide by umpire Bertel, Baltimore.
Viewers, I just want to apologize for the scoring update. I'm just trying to technology, you know, everything changes, so we're just trying to. So I'll just have to give you the manual scorecard for now. Score is
100.
100. The 100 is up. You put in the 6?
Yeah. This is the wicket.
No, you can't put. If you put in the 6, it could be more than that. There's 106. Okay, we put in the 6.
Which 6? 106.
Yeah, I didn't need the 6.
He got out.
Oh, you got out. Okay, okay.
I will not hasten to talk about the genuine mistakes that John has made with the scoring. I got your back, John. Tell the viewers that I'm squarely in your corner. That one played down backward of square for 4. And I still think that with Benter at the crease, that Rising Sun is still in with a pretty.
What are you doing? What have you done?
I'm going to have to suggest to you that the scorers may actually be right, because there are 2 of them, and one should actually be able to correct the ball situation if there's one short or one more. So let me see for myself. I will start counting the balls from now on, because John seems to be totally lost with the gadget.
If he puts in the wicket, he has to take out a run.
Okay, thanks for the education. Now it's 100, 101, 102,
It's 100 something. No, 106.
106 for 4.
106 for 4. Okay.
The app is saying 3 wickets down.
Yeah, because we. I can't. No, not it went wrong. The over was finished here, and then the man
What I need to do is a
Pushed by Time Tongue, caught at point by Kadeem Phillip. So the 5th wicket goes down.
Take it over one over before. If he was over, he has got one that one, put in that over. Yes, but that ball. I don't know.
We must be thinking that the Liberta Blackhawks is in the ascendancy, having picked up the 5th wicket. Taim Tongue caught by Kadeem Phillip in the backward point area. Easy
take
catch.
Take the one off from the Mali. The last one. But then when he asks you to switch the batsman and put the man on strike.
Okay.
So I'll take off one off of the Mali. Because what we have is equal.
106 for 5.
Indian, some royal. Royal. Royal.
Rising Sun fast approaching the tail. And the tail looks to be pretty long.
Hey, who catch the ball well?
Kadeem Phillip. Short third man. Johnny Fredericks.
How can I switch the batsman in them now? I have to put Jakeem on strike right here. Can't switch the batsman.
No, you can't.
Tucked around the corner. Short square leg picked up by Bartlett, the wicketkeeper. A single. 107 for 5. Rising Sun. Bente is on strike. punched away to cover. Benta ambling through for a single.
Change bowler, replace batters, change scorer, add bonus, change match, edit scorecard.
108 now for 5. Ball played around the corner.
See, 6 balls.
Benta retains the strike.
No, you can't replay. That means somebody else coming back. Cancel.
I think Rising Sun would think that they're still in with a chance, so as Damari Benta is at the crease.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Cornwall continues.
I can't tell you. Sorry.
Chooses to go
Yeah.
around the wicket to the right-handed Damari Benta.
I saw loss.
No, that is not Damari Benta.
That is Royal.
Royal Richards.
Royal Richards, yeah.
Punch the way up to cover boundary.
Great throw.
Getting 2 runs. Delivery was short. Kareem Mago having to come around from long on to retrieve. Expansive drive. Fielded down on the mid-wicket boundary by Dickey Lake.
2-1.
Okay, so Pollard was a batter that was out in that over, right? Okay.
1-2.
Now that brings into strike Damari Benta.
What would catch Pollard was Joseph Joaki.
Play that by Benta. Misses. Goes through to the wicket keeper.
10, 111.
Swept down to backward of square. And picking up on the boundary. Another single to Damari Benta. Game has slowed precipitously to beaten outside the off stump.
Give me the over after the innings. After the
I can't remember.
his over before this.
109 that played into the ear and over the boundary. The 6. Good shot. Brings the total up to 118. 55 runs needed from 3 overs.
Give me the over. This is the over. The second over for. Right. Yeah. Mhm. 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 That 2. Mhm. 105. Okay. Go ahead.
55 overs needed from 3. Good strike by Benta. Down to deep cover for 4 runs.
Who bowled the next over after Kadim? Who bowled the over after that one also?
51 from 3.
Karima. How are you out? Wait, who the next batsman? No, Royal came in after. So Taim came in after.
Hold on.
Oh Lord.
Far short of the man on the mid-wicket boundary. Another single.
Just leave it out.
Yes, 'cause-
Royal out.
no, I put.
Time, okay, put time. That's something that can change. That is a picture. Put in. Four singles.
Four.
No,
Oh, sorry.
no. That's what I'm telling you.
After the
Dot.
dot.
And then 3 singles.
Bowl him.
3 singles. 6, 8, 9, 10, 11.
And then dot.
That's it. 3 singles.
Oh yeah.
That's the 6th wicket has fallen. That was Royal,
Finisher.
bowled by Karimago.
Yeah.
Just now, right?
No.
Next over.
Yeah, Jimbo. Yeah.
2, 1, dot, 1,
Unless we can expect
Yeah,
the
2 1. 2 1 dot, right? Sorry, made a mistake.
1,
Wait. 2 1 dot 1.
dot, 6, 6. 1 second. 119. Wait, hold on.
Ah.
124. 124. That's it. That's all right.
After the 6, yeah.
Okay.
Dot ball. You get a dot ball.
And then it's over now. Carry my bowling. Hello. See 4 right here. 4. Hello. Single. Dot. Wicket.
Oh, you out.
Bowled.
So we need 44 from how many overs?
But you know, carry my bowling.
How many overs have been bowled? 14?
Let's go here.
14.4. I have 123. You have 124.
6. Okay, maybe take out
One. Yeah, the one. Yeah.
123.
123 for 6.
Hey, 123.
How many overs?
14.4.
No, overdone.
Over finish?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we have 2 more overs to go?
Yeah.
2
Who's-
more overs,
Who's
44.
bowling again? Jumbo. Is that a catch? Oh, drop catch. No, that's not Jimbo bowling. That's Kadim.
So 51 from 2? Done?
1 second.
Oh, you don't go to back the stream yet.
2 dot ball, right? 2 dot ball.
Yeah.
We're good to go. Okay, so 123 for 6. 15. Wait, we're in the. No, we're in the 16th over. And Weaver started from out there. No?
So the last over, John?
Yes, two legal deliveries left.
49 runs to win. Are we?
I love how you put that, Griff.
So you would have to have at least 12 no balls, John, from here on in?
I might need about three dozen no balls.
Oh dear. So Liberta will move on.
Yeah, guys, just apologize for that little glitch there. A little dispute with the umpire, so kind of just put us back a bit.
And maybe you should have a word with the umpire.
We definitely will. We'll have to come. And that one, he's latching onto it and hitting it over the top. And so 4 runs to end the chase. Not enough
for the Rising Sun team, and so in the end, a comfortable win for the Liberta Blackhawks.
Winning by 45 runs, John? Would that be accurate?
Yep.
Liberta Blackhawks prevailing by 45 runs. Didn't look like it at the start of the reply by the Rising Sun team, but in the end, a rather comfortable victory by the Liberta Blackhawks. And I'm going to turn the proceedings over to John. John, it was nice again being in your company. And from me to all of your viewers and your loyal followers, it's goodbye until next Thursday. I guess we will do it again next Thursday, and hopefully the man missing in action, Mr. Colin Francis, and the man who's mortally afraid of me, Mr. Clement Joseph, will be in our company. So from me to you, have a good evening. I am exactly 1 hour behind schedule, so I have to take my leave. It was nice to be in your company, Mr. Scorer, even though we've had our differences. I'm hoping that you're going to be around next week. To our producer, Mark Charles, and there's no need to say goodbye to the Ayatollah, wherever he is. He's not going to do the heavy lifting. So thanks again, Mark, and we'll do it again next Thursday. Goodbye, John.
All right, goodbye, Cruyff.
And I'm leaving you in the capable hands of the junior commentator to do the wrap-up.
And that's coming from our senior commentator. Good afternoon, drive safely. Joel Andrew and Amal Nathaniel opened the innings. They put on a little good partnership. Andrew making 39 before he was caught by Kofi James off of the bowl of Kadeem Phillip. Amal Nathaniel, he was caught by Kareem Magor, bowled Jawaki Joseph for 18. Trish made 15. Ralston Phillip 15. Damari Benter, he made 9. Jakeem Pollard 5. Royal Richards 14. Taheem Tong 11. Kareem Mentor 4. And so the thick of the bowlers goes to Kareem Magor. He had 3 wickets, 4 overs, 22 runs, 3 wicket. And Kadeem Phillip 3 overs, 21 runs, 2 wicket. And Rakeem Cornwall, he didn't have any wicket, and Jawaki Joseph 2 overs, 21 runs, 1 wicket. So impressive performance by the Liberta Blackhawks. Yes, Stan Richards says a comfortable win for the Blackhawks to the world, and so we want to congratulate the Liberta team there on a comprehensive victory. It was a good day, another wonderful day at the Rising Sun Cricket Ground, and so on behalf of our producer, Mr. Mark Charles, our cameraman, my fellow commentator, the Ayatollah, the umpires, the players, the ACB Caribbean team, smarter banking there with our good friends at ACB Caribbean. And so on behalf of everyone, myself, John, and our fellow commentator, Hilary Cruyff, Emmanuel, we want to say thank you for joining us. We do hope you enjoyed our coverage, and we'll be back next week to bring you more exciting cricket in the Thursday League.